The UFC welterweight division is at a sort of limbo right now for who should get the next title shot and who is the top true #1 contender, and I'm going to be matchmaking every single one of these top contenders for you guys today, and starting off with the first fight that I think needs to be made ASAP, and that is Sean Brady taking on Shavkat Rakhmonov. This fight needs to happen, all right? I know that I'm hearing a rumor. Not really a rumor, it's just John Anik saying that Belal Muhammad and Shavkat Rakhmonov will be happening in October. I hope not. It better not. We better get rid of Belal! Get rid of Belal! I don't want to see him at the top. I don't want to see him in another #1 contenders fight. Give him Gilbert Burns. Give him Colby Covington. Give him the winner of Vicente Luque and Kevin Holland. I literally don't even care. I don't want to see him fight a top-level guy. I don't want to see him fight a top-level contender. We don't want to see Belal. The fight that needs to happen is Sean Brady versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. I think that Sean Brady, in my opinion, is the best fighter in this welterweight division, and I think he would beat Jack Della Maddalena, and I think he might beat Islam, man. I think Sean Brady might beat Islam Makhachev, man. And I think that he would beat Shavkat Rakhmonov, and I think he would hand him his first L. Sean Brady has looked absolutely amazing on the ground in his last couple fights, and I know that his stand-up is risky and his chin is even riskier, but that wrestling, the grappling, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the way he just manhandled Leon Edwards was absolutely incredible to watch. It was super, super impressive to see Sean Brady just 10-8, 10-8, 10-8, choke him out, right? Just make Leon Edwards just absolutely give up from start to finish, and that is what he did in this fight, and I think that Sean Brady is going to do similar things to Shavkat Rakhmonov. I don't think it'll be as dominant as that Leon Edwards fight, and I think that it would be very, very close, but I do believe that Shavkat Rakhmonov would eventually break to Sean Brady's grappling and lose like a 49-46 decision. Sean Brady has some very, very good grappling, and I don't think Shavkat Rakhmonov, who has pretty subpar grappling, let's be honest here, pretty subpar grappling. I don't think that not subpar grappling, subpar wrestling, right? Shavkat is pretty subpar wrestling. That's what I meant to say. I think Sean Brady's going to out-wrestle him very, very easily, and I think that he will also have better jiu-jitsu in there, and I do think that Shavkat maybe will be able to stuff a few of the takedowns and let some strikes go and maybe win a round or two there, but I just think that Sean Brady's grappling would be way too much for Shavkat Rakhmonov, and I think that Sean Brady would be the true #1 contender in this welterweight division, and I think that he is going to get the next title shot. Moving up the division, or down the division, or just moving through the division, the next fight that I think needs to be made is Leon Edwards versus Michael Morales in an Apex main event. Apex Fight Night main event. Leon Edwards versus Michael Morales. No, not in the Apex. But on a real note, I think this fight needs to happen. Michael Morales is coming off of I don't even know what to call his last fight with Gilbert Burns. It wasn't impressive at all. I don't really think it showed anything of Michael Morales' game, and I don't really think it helped me judge how good Morales is. I mean, Gilbert Burns kind of just covered up and shrinked into the cage. It was very, very sad to watch, and Michael Morales just kind of toyed with the old man, Gilbert Burns. Surprisingly, Gilbert Burns did not retire, but that's not the point of what I'm talking about right now. Michael Morales versus Leon Edwards, in my opinion, should be the next fight to happen. Leon Edwards is coming off of a loss, a terrible one to Sean Brady, and before that, an almost as bad of one to Belal Muhammad. And now he is going to be taking on... Hey, bro, I'm going to be taking on Michael Morales now, bro. It was 5 a.m., I was tired. It was 5 a.m. 5 a.m., I was tired, bro. But Leon Edwards, man, I do think that he's going to take on Michael Morales next, and I think this style is going to be absolutely amazing to see. Leon Edwards versus Michael Morales on the feet is going to be a very, very good battle. I don't think it'll be very entertaining. Neither of these guys really are, but I do think that it'll be a striking match on the feet. It'll be a striking battle, and honestly, I think Leon Edwards would win. I know that Leon Edwards is kind of a guy that you can't pick right now. And I know that he's coming off of 2 absolutely atrocious losses. But, I mean, I think about Michael Morales, and it's like, what does Morales actually have, you know? What is Morales actually dangerous with, you know? He is rangy, but so is Leon Edwards, and Leon Edwards is debatably more defensively sound than Michael Morales on the feet. I would definitely say that Leon Edwards is the better grappler. I mean, he had Bilal's back for a whole round, and Leon Edwards is not a terrible grappler. I mean, he's okay, and I think that he would edge out a 48-47 decision just barely. I don't think this fight would be very entertaining. I think it'll be like a fight night main event somewhere, maybe in England next year. But I would definitely pick Leon Edwards in this fight, man. And although I hope that he would lose this one, because I definitely want to see Michael Morales at the top. Michael Morales, he definitely seems like a guy who could draw a big audience. I mean, he's young, he's from a pretty unique country, and he's also undefeated. So it's like, he does have some hype behind him, and he could become a star in the future, but I just don't think that he gets past Leon Edwards. Unless Leon Edwards looks significantly older and aged than his last fight against Sean Brady, just like Gilbert Burns did against Michael Morales, I don't think that Morales is going to have the easiest time with Leon Edwards, and I do think that Leon Edwards would edge out a 48-47 decision due to the grappling. But moving through the division, the next fight that I think needs to be made is assuming Joaquin Buckley beats Kamaru Usman. Let's just assume that. Let's just assume Joaquin Buckley flatlines Kamaru Usman in round 1. Joaquin Buckley versus Ian Gary needs to be next. They have beef. Ian Gary's he called him out, kinda. Joaquin Buckley will fight anybody. I think that this fight needs to happen. Ian Gary is talking a huge game for coming off of beating Carlos Prates and then losing your fight before that. You're talking a huge game, Ian Gary. You don't deserve a title shot. You're not going to get it. Joaquin Buckley is going to be your next fight. Ian Gary versus Joaquin Buckley would be an absolute amazing fight on the feet. I think Ian Gary would definitely do a very good job at keeping Joaquin Buckley at range, keeping Joaquin Buckley's backhand busy with the body kicks. But I do think that Joaquin Buckley is going to look to push the pace, push the pressure, and get in Ian Gary's face, which a lot of people usually are able to do. Ian Gary, not a very threatening guy, not a very strong guy, not a very big, imposing of the will guy in the cage or in the octagon, and I just think that he'd get walked down by Buckley a lot. And I think that Buckley would eventually find Ian Gary's chin. I think that he would walk down Ian Gary a lot, kind of like a Stephen Thompson Wonder Boy-ish KO, where he leads in, weaves in, and backs him up against the cage and comes in with this big gazelle hook on the backside, and I think he would just sleep Ian Gary out cold. I would not be surprised if I saw that, and I do think that Joaquin Buckley is going to knock out Kamaru Usman. I think he's going to knock out Ian Gary, and I think he's going to get a title shot after that, and I also think Leon Edwards if Leon Edwards wins, he does not deserve a title shot, but I think if Morales beats Leon Edwards, we're looking at 3 guys that all deserve the next title shot here. Who even gets it? This division's absolutely crazy. I'm so excited to see how the UFC matchmakes these top contenders. There's so many high-level contenders. There's so many guys who are very deserving of the next title shot, but this is how I feel the matchmaking should be made. I think all these guys need to fight each other, and I really hope that Dana White makes these fights. These fights would be absolutely amazing. I'm really hyped to see where the welterweight division goes from here, and who's with me.